Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. So this is Hot Ones Versus. It's a little bit different from all the other ones that we've done. Pretty much these two guests, Allie and Laura, are gonna go head to head. They both have 5 wings that are all tossed and sauced in the last dab, the hottest sauce that we have. They have very hard questions that they have to answer, or if they don't want to answer it, then they have to eat a wing of death. We're gonna see who lasts the longest and who eats the least amount of wings. And the person who eats the least amount of wings claims the title of Hot Ones champion and gets the giant hot sauce bottle. You both dreamed of this day, I'm assuming.
I have thought about it in my sleep, yes.
Nice.
Whether it's a dream or a nightmare is yet to be seen.
Do you feel ready? Are you feeling? Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll let you go at it.
All right. I'll ask the first question.
Okay.
Would you punch a staff member in the face for $1 million? If so, who would it be?
Would I punch a
Yes.
staff member? Which one of you is responsible? I can't. That's an HR problem. I can't answer that. Get in trouble.
That is a very evil question.
All right, starting off strong.
Mm-hmm.
This does not bode well.
I'm just nervous that you're touching them because I'm afraid you're going to touch your face and then, I don't know, burn your eyes or something. But
Thank you for speaking that into existence.
I really hope that that does not happen.
All right. Oh no. Hold on. All right. For Laura, which teenager is the most annoying? Please include first and last names and a physical description.
That's also a really evil and messed up question.
I will say, do you want a Hail Mary pass?
Oh, yeah. If you're giving me one, then yes.
It didn't say teenager who uses the library.
So I could do
It
like a
just
fictional.
said teenager.
What are can you all give me some fictional teenagers? What are some fictional? Who are some fictional? The Kim Possible Ron from Kim Possible. Ron Stoppable.
That's your first. That's where you
Yes.
I didn't watch that show. What's wrong with Ron?
Because he gets with Kim at the end, and
He's mad at everything.
I really hated him as a kid so much. So I haven't watched that show since being an adult, but I'll say Ron Stoppable.
All right.
Why should you store raw meat next to cooked meat? What? That seems wrong.
Oh no, I can't advise you to do that. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't, which I will make up an answer for the question in a minute, but you shouldn't, because if you store raw meat next to cooked meat, the idea is that the cooked meat is no longer going to have a moment where it reaches the proper temperature to kill the bacteria that you find in raw meat. So even if like that piece itself has been cooked to a safe temperature, if you stick your hand on a piece of raw meat and then you touch the cooked meat, or like, if it's on a plate and, I'm so sorry, the juices like get from one to the other, you got a contamination problem. That's why you don't do that. Anything that is cooked or ready to eat goes above everything else.
That was good educational facts.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. My fridge at home looks ridiculous.
But it's probably got a lot of food safety standards that I honestly am probably lacking.
It sure does. I don't know about your fridge, but I know mine is. Yeah. Why should you?
For a bit. For the joke.
If you want to test your limits with trichinosis. I think I said that right. It's a foodborne pathogen that you find in pork.
Horrifying.
That's why you should.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't ever do that. Okay.
I'm so glad I haven't eaten a wing yet.
I did so well last time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your opinion on Squag's well-being? I condone him being brought on stage.
Can you toss me?
Oh, we got a special guest star. Oh no!
Thank you, Wesley. Thank you. Oh! Squarg makes me sad because he gets tossed around so much and neglected. Somebody.
When has he ever been tossed around?
I only hope for Squarg's well-being, even though he has a scary monster popping out of his forehead.
Could I have a counter argument to this?
Uh-huh.
You don't sound like you have much sympathy because you call him Tumor Baby all of the time.
I no longer
him
do.
what?
I will also, well, okay, because he has a tumor on his forehead where Yog Debeus is coming out. I will also say he has little baby hands popping out of his rib cage, which is also horrifying and which was also done to him by others.
I had no part of that.
So I will. So my answer is that I am concerned, but Squarg can be our mascot.
All right. I was so heavy-handed with this. Oh my god.
What is the worst job/project you have ever had? And bonus, worst boss.
I'm not gonna name my worst boss.
Yeah, that was just a bonus.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I can come up with a good handful. But I don't know which one to pick. Can I have some like suggestions to help narrow it down? Do you want like food service specific? Do you want library specific? Help me out. What do you want?
Well, what are the options to narrow it down?
Food service or library, folks? I got 2 tricks.
Food service, library.
Worst job I had. So, okay, I worked at this place for 4 days. It was a grand total of 4 days. It was my internship for my like the culinary part of my degree, not the business part of my degree. I worked there for 4 days. It was brutal. We worked in the literal basement. The kitchen was like in the basement of this building. You had to go down like a stinky old alley to get into it. And the reason why it was the worst job that I ever had, the door to the walk-in refrigerator was broken. And yeah.
That's scary.
Yep. It was broken and it was very, very heavy. So the spring mechanism that's supposed to allow it to like close slowly was like didn't work. And this door probably weighed somewhere between like 75 to 90 pounds. And I won't go into like graphic details, but one day my hand did not get out of the way fast enough. And I walked out and I looked at the head chef and I was like, hey buddy, something's not right. And she was like, okay, we'll get you some Band-Aids, you can finish your prep list, and then we'll let you go to the hospital. I didn't come back.
Yep. That's sad that feels like a common food service thing of injured and then we'll let you go later.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, worst job, worst boss. I was there for 4 days.
That is, wow. That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Which of your pets is your favorite?
I feel like I have actually answered this before on the last one, and I feel very guilty, but I do love Pumpkin so much because we scooped him up as a little baby off the street. So I have to be a horrible, mean person to say Pumpkin, but I love all of my cats so much. But, yeah.
That's fair.
Why is plastic the best material for a cutting board? Also, this question and the raw meat one was Julie and Joe, so
Okay, so
just to call them out.
Here's the thing. They think they're getting me, but honestly, they actually do kind of have a point. Plastic is one of the better materials you can have for a cutting board, depending on what it is that you're cutting, because with plastic, it is non-absorbent. Now, the problem is if you cut into it too much, you get those grooves. If you're not cleaning it properly, then bacteria can hide in those grooves, and then it's harder to sanitize, and it can breed bacteria, which isn't great. However, you can treat plastic with higher temperatures than you can wood without it warping and like seeping into it. And you can't always season wood well enough. You should never use wood with raw meat, literally ever. So yeah, plastic is actually one of the better ones, because if we're gonna ignore the fact that microplastics exist and the fact that cleaning them properly over time becomes more of a hassle, it actually is really safe. So,
So joke's on Julie and Joe.
Who would win, 100 goblins versus one big silverback gorilla.
The gorilla. 100%.
It's not a lot of goblins.
It's a lot of goblins, but I have a feeling the gorilla would fling goblins into each other, could just do one jump attack and get like rid of 10 goblins at once.
It's a big silverback gorilla.
Yes. So I feel like I'm basing this off of, I love playing Donkey Kong in Smash, so I'm basing this off of my Donkey Kong knowledge, so I think that, yes, this gorilla could obliterate some goblins.
What if the goblins are lungs?
Or what?
Then they all die within 1 second.
What if the goblins have magic? Like, wait,
Okay, then the gorilla might die.
Yeah.
If magic were involved, then yes, the gorilla could die.
Grease and all that sort of stuff. We should do this for the next D&D thing.
Yes. We can have the next session be 100 goblins versus one gorilla. I'd be fine with that.
And then we'll get to
Okay.
see if Laura was right.
Yes. Your question, what's your type?
What's my type?
Uh-huh.
O
They
positive.
didn't say perfect. Oh, positive.
O positive. Thank you very much. Next question.
I don't actually remember my blood type. Even though I've donated blood so much, I'm always like, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, the positive part really bugs me because if you're O negative, your blood can go to anybody regardless if they're AB, positive or negative. So mine can only go to people who have a positive blood type, and I always wanted to be the universal donor.
Yeah.
It's O negative, actually.
Nice.
Huh?
My dad's O negative.
Oh,
Thanks.
nice.
I bet blood donors are always like, please give us some. Because, yeah.
Who is your favorite teen staff member?
Gonna take a bite. Away from the mic. I touched my lip.
It touched you. Did we not want that to
bad.
happen?
Mm-hmm. It's bad, but when I breathe in, it heats up too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're only halfway through.
Mm-hmm. My water bottle is a dangerous thing now too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was my response. Very cool. This is very cool. Another Julie Joe question.
Oh, my God.
Why is sharpening your knives overrated?
And do your food service.
Joe, Julie, we're gonna talk. It's not. The duller your knives, the more likely it is that you're gonna get hurt. Because the duller your knife, the more pressure you have to use. And when you think about it, even a butter knife, if you press your hand, like the heel of your hand, into a butter knife, it may not. That definitely isn't gonna cut you, but you feel it. It's not comfy. So imagine that with a slightly like dull blade. You're more likely to get hurt with a dull knife than you are a sharp knife because a sharp knife will just like glide through whatever you need it to glide through. Why is it overrated? It takes the surprise out of cooking, I guess.
Hey!
I don't.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Sharpen your knives, please. So tired.
I'm really liking their questions.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
My mom probably knows. I said this in the last one, so I guess I can't repeat it, but going down a hill on my bike and then bending the bike tire and flinging the handlebar off because I hit a parking curb. It's probably the worst thing I ever done because I was very bloodied. I'm gonna eat a wing though because I feel like that doesn't count. I've already said that story. Okay. I'm trying to do the SpongeBob thing with Squidward.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing real good.
This is really sad. Okay. Have you ever committed a crime? If so, what did you do?
Here's the thing. I'm sure we've all committed a little crime at some point. Don't do crime. It's bad. I jaywalk. let's be real. If I'm in like a really busy city or a very scary looking intersection with like 4 or 5 lanes or whatever, I will wait for that little light that's like, yep, go ahead, good, you're safe. But like, if I'm on a residential street and I got a cross right there, I'm not gonna go 20 feet to the crosswalk. So yeah, I guess I will admit to the criminal activity of jaywalking.
But we do not support it or promote it. Yeah, can I get all the teens say? Can I have all the teens say it's bad?
It's bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Hot takes, good takes. I mean. Oh, I was about to ask you another question. That'd be really funny if I just gaslit you into only answering questions and you. And I was like, okay, we're done here.
Okay, if you had to be trapped in a room with one staff member for 24 hours, who would it be?
Yeah, that's actually
What?
really hard.
I said nothing.
Not a criminal.
Whoa! We're throwing a lot of words around here, folks.
I don't know. Maybe Ty, because I feel like it's really fun to talk to you whenever we're going to outreach visits and stuff, and those fly by. But yeah, I'll say Ty, but honestly, anybody, because I feel very lucky that all of the staff here are very cool.
I love that
So-
I love that you're just off to the side, like, I know.
Yeah, easy answer.
Of course.
Mhm. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
my answer. What's the most embarrassing thing you did in middle school?
Most embarrassing thing I did in middle
It's hard to
school.
remember this stuff.
Yeah, I blocked it out intentionally.
Yep.
That's why I'm so confident today. I chose to forget all of my
Mm-hmm.
all of my mistakes. I probably called a teacher mom. Like, at a point when like you're definitely too old to be calling a teacher mom, and it's like really embarrassing. I
I'll
forget
count it,
all of
yeah.
I forget all of middle school.
I know, same. I was asked my most embarrassing memory, and I was like, I can't remember, but my mom probably does.
Yeah. Do I have to eat a chicken for that?
I'll count it.
Okay, I mean I answered
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's not a good answer, but that's not the rules.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest secret you have right now? Bonus points if it's extra juicy.
If it's a secret, it should stay a secret. I'm usually really bad with keeping secrets unless my friends tell me, remember, you can't tell other people. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad we established this. Or else I would just be like, oh, you didn't say this was a secret. Secret's got to stay that way.
I like how you're just taking a wee little bite.
Mm-hmm.
A wee little nibble.
You can't call me a coward because a bite is a bite no matter the size.
That's true.
I'm really glad there's ice cream.
Again, the rules did not say we had to eat the whole chicken piece.
Mm-hmm. What were your first impressions of all of the teen staff members?
Oh, son of a gun. Sam scared me. That should surprise nobody.
Kind of surprises me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the first time I met Sam, he like came to talk to one of the classes that I was in, and
Oh, as like a teacher figure. That's fair.
yeah. So that was the first time I met Sam, and I was also very much like, I would like to work for you. Please don't hate me. Please don't think I'm annoying. Please just hire me. So that was Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Fern, I was kind of like, wow, I think I sort of kind of want to be your biggest fan, because like my dream situation in life is like part-time librarian, part-time artist, and like having my income kind of be supplemented from each of those two things, and that's sort of what Fern does. So I was like, how do I do what you do? To teach me your ways. Ty, I thought was very cool, very fun, very chill. I kind of thought you were a little quiet. I think I just like walked in one day when I was volunteering, because for those of you who don't know, I started out as a wee little volunteer. I think you were probably like working on a D&D thing or like a 3D printing situation, and you were like locked in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna let her do her thing.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You were working. I don't really remember what my first impression of Claire was, but I do also remember thinking, please like me. I think probably like 75% of the time whenever I meet somebody new, you can guarantee there's a little voice in the back of my head that's just like, please like me.
Yeah.
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 Apparently, they do. So, or at least they're good at faking it.
We all like you. That's an easy, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That wasn't a question, but thanks for answering it.
I answered
like one of these.
everything.
Why is second edition D&D the best version ever?
I've never played it, and that's why it's the best, because Schrodinger's edition, I can't prove that it's the worst or the best, so I'll just assume it's the best. Give me one second edition fact.
Me?
Who else would know second edition?
I don't know who asked that question.
5th edition was my first edition.
Second edition was my first edition.
That's
It was,
wild.
Thaco is
Horrible.
Not the worst. And
Bad.
It's simpler than other people think.
Yep.
And also, starting with second edition, races were no longer classes. But before
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I have to say it's the best because I've never played it, even though I strongly disagree, so I don't have to eat a wing. Even though it's really not. But okay, next question.
I don't know the first thing about Dungeons and Dragons, so this is Greek to
One
me.
day you'll play a game. What's the grossest thing you've ever done? I am so curious now. I wonder if in the staff workroom I can ask. Also, my tummy is getting very upset right now.
I will preserve my dignity at all costs.
Okay.
She says with her mouth full.
Does it feel like hot lead?
Hmm?
Does it feel like there's hot lead in your stomach? Because it feels like there's like a hot lead ball settling in my stomach. But could just be
Not-
me.
Not yet. I've only had
Yeah.
the two. The second one is still traveling.
Yeah.
It hasn't quite reached the destination yet, so ask me in 5 minutes.
That's fair.
Can you defend why Thaco is an underutilized game mechanic?
The only reason I could imagine why it's underused is because maybe it's more of a mental gymnastics / better brain puzzle. Work out your brain, use Thaco, and that's the only reason why. Is that a good enough question or good enough answer? Or do I need to eat a wing?
You answered it.
Okay.
Again, they don't have to be good answers.
Who is your favorite teen?
Who's my favorite?
I feel like you might have answered this before, so it might be an easy answer.
I've been asked it before.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. It was not specified that it had to be a teen who used the library.
It could be Kim Possible.
Y'all have got to be more specific. And yet, you know what? No, I actually don't like Ron that much.
I'd be like, why? There's nothing good about him except for his mole rat. Sorry. But what was the mole rat's name?
Rufus.
Rufus. I was like, Ralphie? That's not right. Okay. You said Ron? No. Ron and his mole rat Ron. Okay.
Oh boy, favorite teen. Why is this so hard?
Me when I was a teen.
Even though we didn't know you as a teen. All of the stories we've heard. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the power of suggestion. Kim Possible. We'll say it. She's cool. She's strong.
Cool. Yeah. She's got gadgets and she can drop kick somebody.
That she does. She got
Yeah.
tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your first crush in high school?
I don't know.
Oh my god, this it takes a second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How you doing
Very
over there?
cool and chill. Mm-hmm. Very cool and chill.
I have an out of question question.
Mm-hmm.
Would saying you're homeschooled be a proper answer to like the school-based questions?
It could
I
be.
was just curious.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is.
Because I feel like the questions wouldn't be fair. Like the questions that were asked here, like middle school, most embarrassing thing. I didn't go to middle school.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
I would answer yes.
But I guess you could see those timelines as like stage of life, not
Yes.
necessarily a physical place. So like when you were experiencing your high schooling time.
Yeah. Like you're 10 to 14 in middle school. My middle school was, till 8th grade, and then
Yeah.
14 to 18. But, why are the Montreal Canadiens the best hockey
Who
team
did
on
this?
earth? Mallory.
Who's responsible for this one? You want me to talk about why the Montreal Canadiens are the...
I know nothing besides their
Ooh.
French accent is very different from France French accent.
Who submitted that?
Mallory.
Mallory? Okay, all right. For those of you who don't know. Of course, it's the last one. For those of you who are unaware, my hometown is Boston. The hockey team in Boston is the Boston Bruins. Their like biggest rival in the entire NHL are the Montreal Canadiens. They're also known as the Habs, which I think is short for Les Habitants, which is a French thing. I don't know. I don't care about them, so I choose not to know a lot of their lore. It is, to my knowledge, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and like longest rivalries in hockey. Now, there's a lot of teams that like, if you're from Boston, there's a lot of teams that you're like not really allowed to like. But like the Canadiens, absolutely not. We don't like them at all. What's the biggest rival for like the Colts or the Pacers?
I don't know. All I know is I grew up in Indiana, and we've got a horseshoe symbol. The Colts are a horseshoe symbol, and the Pacers are purple and yellow.
This is true.
Yep.
I was gonna.
Hoosiers is Purdue.
That's
Yes.
true. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the best equivalent I can think of is like the Hoosiers versus the Boilermakers, like Indiana University versus Purdue. It's like that level, except times 10. And Mallory wants me to come up with a reason as to why they're the best hockey team in the league.
You could say it's their accents,
I will not say
or
that.
you could say that the fact that they can speak French.
I will not be
or
saying that either.
The fact that that's all I can judge based off them from being from Montreal.
No, you know what? I don't care that this year was a bad year for the Bruins. Go Bees, okay?
I hope you don't regret that.
Anything for the Bruins.
The team solidarity, amazing. I could never imagine having that much team spirit, but I am happy that you will fight for your team.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I am loyal to the Boston Bruins. All right. Oh, God almighty. Would you commit regicide and murder King Schroeder, king of the library, and take his place?
So, for those of you who don't know, Schroeder is like kind of the ground floor mascot / Teen Space mascot because somebody melded a picture of Yoda and Shrek together, and then I 3D printed a melded Shrek Yoda with a crown. So I don't talk about my views on monarchies. I'm gonna take a bite of this.
We were talking about politics here.
Basically. How you doing over there with the ice cream, Laura?
Very cool. Very good. Okay.
right.
Is our
Well-
suffering over?
I was gonna say, do you got any bonus tricks up your sleeve? Oh, I feel like that's a yes.
I was going to open it up to the crowd. If we have any intense questions that we want to ask Laura or Allie before they leave today, Yeah. What's your question?
What is the worst D&D character someone's played in one of your campaigns?
Wow. Worst D&D character in one
Oh,
of your
I
campaigns.
can do that for my friend group too. Except I don't have a. Linda, John's character, Linda. Yes, because she was going to kill all of her 200 sons, and yes, it was very scary. Linda was. I usually am not scared of other people's characters, but John made such an unsettling character that I was like horrified, and I was like, I don't like that you're playing this like terrifying person. So I do have an answer.
You did end up having Linda get impaled / bishop disemboweled, so.
It was just the game. It was just the game.
What was Linda made of, and how was
Flesh
it
and
possible?
blood.
Well, you said like 200 children.
Yes,
What
because
creature?
cult leader.
Seahorse?
Oh, I see.
Like that type of evil.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Her children. Like biological? Yeah, we were just thinking. I think she was like a seahorse person or something. Was what we come up with?
Because it's a sci-fi game. Mothership is like kind of a brutal horror sci-fi game, but yeah. That character I did not like. It scared me.
Biblical boys were just like people she like adopted into her cult.
That's what I thought as well.
Maybe a few of them.
Yeah.
But it's also a question for you, but it's not a difficult one. What was the dumbest skill check to pass by a natural 20?
Oh, that's really hard. The "is this my dad" thing that Jack did when there was a gang leader, the Gasp gang, for one of the D&D clubs, and Jack for some reason was like, "Could he be my dad?" And I was like, "You know what? If you roll a 20, sure." And he rolled a 20, and I'm like, "Dang it!" Now this like he was gonna be a big villain in your game, but now he's like, "Oh, my long lost child." So that was by far the dumbest one. Yeah.
Question. Not to elaborate, favorite RPG character / best one?
Can it be NPCs or just player characters? Player characters?
Stick with your player characters.
Yeah, bonus points if you also list NPC.
There have been a lot of favorite ones. I think recently, Lena, your character Robin on the search for like the like love reality dating show thing was just so funny. I really liked Robin's character arc of all that. God, but there's been so many good ones. It's honestly really hard. All of your characters are equally beloved in my heart besides Linda. Yes. A fictional character, I feel like I should say.
The fictional Linda.
Yes. I don't know a real Linda, but the fictional Linda.
Oh God, if she watches this
Any other questions?
What about NPC?
NPC, I've said it before, but Breadfellow, I just love so much because he's just chaotic good. He loves to gossip. I love a gossip queen. He loves to give
What
out
more
bread.
can you ask for? A
Yes,
gossip queen.
somebody to
Love
gossip
it.
with you. And he's just an old little gnome. He even invited you all to his wedding. It was great. Yeah.
Can you please describe tarot, Boston, and cooking in one word?
That's so good. That's a really good question.
I have been clocked.
That's
like
really good.
one word for each thing or one word altogether. Confusing.
Oh.
Or well, no, maybe not confusing. I'm gonna go with stress. Listen,
I'm surprised.
trying to decode your tarot cards when they really don't want to work with you and they keep spitting out things that make no sense. Trying to drive in the city of Boston or get around at all whatsoever. And at least cooking, in my experience, doing it in like a restaurant setting where you're sweaty and there's so many people so close to you and you've been standing for
And
12
hand
hours
injuries.
and yeah. Stress. But I love it all. Not the restaurant part, but I do love cooking. The rest, oh yeah.
What's the
Worst thing I've ever cooked? Oh, can I tell the story again? Okay, so if you attended my first Hot Ones, you'll already know this story, but it's so good. So I had to take a breakfast and lunch class as part of my like curriculum. And in it, we had to like show that we knew how to make a hollandaise sauce. Now, a hollandaise sauce is like I'm pretty sure it's egg based, and you like heat it over a double boiler, which is like a bowl that you put over like hot water, so it's not like directly on the heat. And that's how you cook the eggs, and it thickens up, and it's supposed to turn into this like beautiful bowl of like yellow, golden, yummy deliciousness. So it's the day of the final. I'm making my hollandaise, and I have this little towel in my hands because we don't use oven mitts in restaurants and kitchens and whatnot. We just have like towels that we use for everything. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. And we don't have electric burners. We've got the gas ones, so there's an open flame. My towel catches fire. I panic, and I do that thing where I just kind of like whack it on the edge of the big industrial stove. But it's made of like the cheapest polyester you can find. So all of a sudden, these little like black flecks of burnt fabric waft into the air, and wouldn't you know, they land in my hollandaise sauce. And like the chef teacher comes around like a minute later. I don't have time to start it over. It's the day of the final. Like, if you don't have it ready, you don't have it ready, and you get an F. And I was not about to fail hollandaise. So she comes up, doesn't ask any questions, just like takes her little spoon, dips it in, tastes it, and I really just hope she thought it was black pepper. But I passed, so she must not have known the difference. But yeah, I got like burned towel in my hollandaise sauce. I still have not tried to make it again because
Traumatized.
I can't bring myself to do it. Also, I'm sorry, I think it's nasty. Yes, Atticus.
This one. Could you please explain why Linda is the best and most wholesome PC?
I've taken a bite out of all my wings, so I am not legally bound to take any more bites, so I can say you're wrong. Linda is evil and bad. But the fictional Linda. I don't know. I don't know a real Linda, but I feel like I should be saying this. So I'm afraid there's going to be one real Linda out there that's
Laura's
like,
anti-Linda.
I'm not. Just specific.
That's her full name, Linda Maria Green.
It'd be horrifying if there was one random person who watched this and was like, "That's me. That's my full name."
My Google boys can't hear about this.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
actually. Does this include Linda Flynn Fletcher, the mother of Phineas and Candace and the stepmother of Ferb? Does your hatred of Linda extend that far?
No, it's only to mothership Linda. It is only to this specific Linda. That is the only Linda I hate.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Yes. How could I?
All right.
Any other questions?
John's thinking real
I know. I can tell you have that contemplation face.
Okay. Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
First to you. Laura,
Mm-hmm.
can you tell me from ascending order,
Oh no. Okay.
hierarchy of the giants? Like the ordinary. Like who's top of them?
I can't remember if cloud or storm, so I'm gonna say cloud, storm, fire, stone, hill.
Okay, so that's actually not all of them.
Which ones am I forgetting?
There's just one more. There's just one.
Who's the last one? Sea? No, there's not a sea giant.
No, you're actually not on that, but you're... I lied.
Who's the last giant type? Or
Frost giant.
oh, duh. Okay, frost giants are below cloud giants, and I believe below storm giants. I just can't remember if storm is before cloud. Nobody's gonna enjoy me talking about this really weird specific giant hierarchy.
Do you know what this is about?
No clue.
Okay.
No, that's not right. But
That's not right.
I definitely know I got
correct
stone
order.
and hill right,
no, wait.
and fire.
You got some stuff right.
Yeah, hill, stone. I immediately forgot the other giant you mentioned, frost. Yeah, hill, stone, fire, frost, cloud, storm.
That is, I believe, correct. I always get fire and frost mixed up because they're like equal, kind of.
Pretty sure frost is above fire.
I think.
Okay. this is not important. Yes.
I'm learning so much.
That, I was gonna say take your best guess at it, but Laura, you got it right. So.
I redeemed myself. Also, I hate that holding squarg means I also hold the baby plastic hand. It's a really icky feeling.
Here's the thing about it though, John. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember what she said.
Do you want to try?
I remember you said that frost and fire are about equal, and
Yeah.
I think you said that frost is like below cloud. And then there's what? Storm.
Yep.
Stone.
Yep. Hill.
Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so storm, stone, and hill are what, the top three? Is that what it is? No? Bottom three? No? Okay.
Stone is near the bottom and storm is near the top.
Okay, great. I wasn't right at all. And that's my answer, folks. That's all we got.
New giant hierarchy.
What do you think of Squarg?
What do I think of Squag? I think that he is so well beloved. I think that he has such a great place in all of your hearts. And I think that he is a true testament to the level of creativity you can achieve at the public library.
What do you think of the nickname Tumor Baby?
I stopped calling him that.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you, kid. I don't love it.
Yeah.
No one did.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody. You know what?
I think I
anybody
just
does.
really wanted this removed.
How do you feel about the tumor dating Squar's cousin?
Don't like
What?
that. Yeah.
It does what?
Yes.
When did that happen? Who is Squark's cousin?
I am
Look
as
at the little
well.
mouse.
I think this is a toxic setup, and I think we need to help separate Squarg from this mess. Everybody who wants to save Squarg from this.
Oh.
Yeah. This is Yaldabaoth.
Dates Gregory the mouse. Gregory's not here at the moment due to my sister being gone, but
I feel like that can't be a fulfilling relationship. A tumor living on top of somebody else in a relationship can't be good.
That's why I want the tumor to be removed.
your cousin's face that you kissed your boyfriend.
If we get a petition
No.
signed,
Nobody wants to think about that.
if we get a petition,
I'm pretty sure we learn about these kind of relationships in science class. When you talk about symbiosis, it's called parasitism.
yes.
This is not mutually beneficial.
Would you remove the tumor?
I don't think any of you are qualified medical practitioners.
Well, practice sutures.
Oh my god.
Those are, the black ones appeal to come out, right?
Yeah, that was for the name tag, but I sewed it to him, and then I forgot you sewed a name tag. It was just a sticker,
I was thinking
and I sewed it on him,
the match going out.
and it started ripping off my hair.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think we're good.
Yeah, I personally am done.
Real end Squark's torture. Poor Squark has had enough. Yeah. Needs to go and live a peaceful life after this damage.
Wait, can I be the one to process?
I don't know if we should toss
Toss.
it. Okay.
Sorry, do I have permission to
Be gentle with be gentle.
eat him into the crowd? Are we
Be
ready?
gentle. The parent.
Right in the middle? Yes, okay.
Whoa, nice.
Great catch.
Good catch.
All right, so I did a quick count, and it looks like Laura did indeed bite all 5 chickens.
My tummy hurts.
So we have a clear champion. Allie Fletcher is the new Hot Ones champion. You get to claim the giant hot sauce bottle.
Thank you so much.
I am passing the torch. The hot sauce bottle is now yours to take care of and to love. Yeah, yeah. How does this make you feel that you won and you are now champion?
It makes me feel very validated in my claims that I can handle spicy food, because anytime I tell somebody that I really like things spicy, they're always like, okay, but not too spicy, right? And I'm like, no. Give it to me, folks. So now whenever they doubt me, I can just be like, excuse me, I won the hot sauce trophy. Do you have a hot sauce trophy? No, I do. Thank you very much. Case closed.
True.
And I say it's an extra treat. We possibly ask Laura back for a third time?
No.
Possibly?
No.
We've put her through enough torture. I think that's enough.
I think you've asked all possible questions you could ever ask.
Yeah.
I have no more answers in me.
Yeah.
You ask a question, I just can't answer it.
Laura knows nothing else. She's
I know
done.
nothing else.
Suddenly
Head empty.
your occupation of working at a library means nothing when it comes to answering questions.
Yeah.
As it should. As it should. All right, that was it. We have a new champion. Thank you all for coming and for asking so many questions.
Wow.
Are we gonna put cookies in there? No, you know what I will say? I was just thinking, you know how at the end of like, what is it? The only sport I know anything about is hockey. At the end of like the Super Bowl, is it they dump the Gatorade on the coach's head? I was like, what if we did that but with hot sauce?
Oh no, that'd be horrible.
Just drowning in hot sauce.
That would be a trip to the ER.
That's
Yeah.
really liability. Library cannot condone.
How'd you lose your vision? You don't want to know.
How'd you get these first-degree burns all over your body?
Well,
Yeah,
Anyway.
we'll force you to do that. Yeah.
On that super fun note,
thanks, y'all. Bye.